folks, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. So today's video is going to be a little bit different from baby and family and all that stuff that I usually do, but it's still exciting because it's spooky season, my favorite season next to Christmas. Christmas is number one, Halloween is number two. So as you see, I have my horror icon shirt on. I got my little decorations here, my pumpkins and all of that, and yeah, so today's video is going to be my top 8 favorite horror movies. I have many more horror movies that I love, but I just narrowed it down to 8. I was gonna do 5, but I can't do just 5. I had to have more, so I added more. Hold please, I had to pick my notes up. But yeah, so I'm gonna do my top 8 favorite horror movies. I'm gonna try to give like a little brief synopsis of the movies for those who may not have seen them. I'll just jump right in. But before I do, actually, if you enjoy the videos that I produce here and you would like to see more, please subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell so that you're notified every time I post a new video so that you don't miss a beat. And without further ado, here we go with the scary movie. Just a little background for me. I've been watching scary movies ever since I could remember, probably as a small child. Probably shouldn't have been watching scary movies, but yeah, I was. And I'm a huge fan, and I think I will always be a fan of horror movies. So when Halloween comes around, I'm all about it. I love Halloween. I love scary movies on TV. I love going to haunted houses. I love not so much trick-or-treating anymore because I'm old, but I still like seeing the kids get dressed up in costumes, and I still like to get dressed up in costume whenever I can. With everything that's going on in the world now, Halloween isn't going to be very fun this season, I don't believe. I have a new baby and I was looking forward to dressing her up in a cute costume and all the things, but I don't know what's going to happen with that. Back to the task at hand. Top 8 favorite horror movies. Number 8 is going to be Insidious Chapter 3. To me, I feel like that is the best one. I haven't seen, oh yes, I did see the one after that, Skeleton Key or whatever it was called, but the first Insidious was really decent, I thought, and the second one kind of lost me. The third one was excellent. So the third Insidious is about this young girl who is being stalked, I guess, by this spirit that lives in her apartment building. And there's some really good moments in the movie. I don't want to spoil it for those who have not seen it, but it is a very good movie. Insidious Chapter 3. See it if you haven't seen it. If you have watched it and you thought it wasn't all that great, or you thought it was great like me, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Number 7, although I feel like maybe I should put this down lower on the list. Number 7 for me is The Conjuring 2, and I'm pretty sure that's the one with the nun in it. That's what made the movie for me, The Nun. The first Conjuring was okay. The second one was way better than the first one, in my opinion. The second Conjuring is about, of course, Lorraine and Ed Warren, who are like world-renowned ghost hunters, I guess you could call them. They have since passed away. It's centered around them and this young lady in England who becomes possessed. Does she become possessed? Either she becomes possessed or she is being stalked yet again by a spirit that lives in the family home. As a side story, Lorraine Warren is being stalked by this evil spirit as well, in the form of a nun. So, like I said, for me, the nun made the movie, and all of the parts that the nun is in are like all of the scary parts, of course. So, and as I recall, if I recall, rather, I believe we went to see that at the movies, and it was very good. So, yes, The Conjuring 2 is number 7 for me. Number 6 is going to be The Devil's Rejects. Now, a lot of people that I've come across have have not seen The Devil's Rejects, and I highly recommend. If you have never seen it, please do see it. It's good. I believe it's a sequel to a movie called House of a Thousand Corpses, which I have not seen yet. It is on my list of movies to see, but it is a Rob Zombie film, and I'm a fan of most everything that he's done. So The Devil's Rejects is about this family of lunatics, I guess you could say, but they kill people. They kind of kidnap this family and they kill them, and they take their car, and one of the family members, the mom, is caught by this cop who has like kind of this vendetta out on the family because they killed his brother, searching for the family because he wants revenge. Now they end up catching the mom, and the cop ends up killing the mom during the interrogation. But yeah, so they're on the run from this cop. The cop is looking for them, and yeah, it's a crazy movie. You have to see it, it's really good. But yeah, it's about this family of killers, and they're just going around killing people pretty much for no reason, and they're on the run, and in the end, they kind of get caught. I don't want to give away the end for those that might want to see it. If you've ever seen The Devil's Rejects and you liked it, leave a comment for me down below. Let me know what your favorite part of that movie was. There were some funny parts in the movie. And let me know who your favorite character was in the movie, because there's a few characters like Captain Spaulding. It's my favorite person. So yeah. Number 5 is going to be Halloween, and I marked here the original and the Rob Zombie remake because I like both the original and I like the Rob Zombie remake too. I thought he did a pretty good job at remaking the classic Halloween. If you've never seen Halloween, I don't know. That's like a classic scary movie, and it's called Halloween, and they always show it on TV on Halloween. So it's about this murderer named Michael Myers. He killed his sister. What was her name? I forget what the sister's name was, but when he was a young boy, he killed his sister, and then he was committed to a psychiatric hospital where he spent all of his life pretty much, and then he broke out on Halloween, and then he proceeds to stalk Laurie Strode. I get kind of confused because in some movies they reference him as her brother. I'm not sure how, at least in the original. I don't believe they really say how she's related to him or what, but I know in the Rob Zombie film, Laurie Strode is his sister. She ends up, he kills his older sister. He ends up going to the psychiatric hospital, and this is in the Rob Zombie movie. He ends up going to the psychiatric hospital. The mom is just overcome with grief from losing her daughter and then her son, and she ends up killing herself. And then she has this little baby who is Lori, and she gets adopted by another family. He breaks out of the psychiatric hospital, and he searches for her so that he can kill her too. Like I said, it's a classic film, and here's one of the icons right here. Here's Michael Myers on my shirt. He is my husband, Brian. That is his favorite horror icon, Michael Myers. So yeah, Halloween. If you have not seen it, you will have plenty of opportunity to watch it because they will be showing it on TV soon. Number 4 is going to be Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the remake though. I've seen the original and it's okay, but I really enjoy the remake. I believe the remake has Jessica Biel and some other folks in it. It came out like in 2004 or 5-ish, I think. I was in high school, so it was somewhere around there, 2000 and something. I have Leatherface on this shirt too, so yes, about another crazy family, and they kind of I'm having a hard time explaining these things. Like you have to see the movies. If you have not seen them, you have to see them. I don't know if I should call them teenagers or adults. I'm just gonna call them adults. Are on this road trip to see a band. They pick up this young lady on the road. She ends up killing herself in the van, and then they have to, get rid of her. They meet the sheriff, who is a part of the crazy family, and he pretty much takes them back to his home, which is this large, dilapidated mansion, and he proceeds to sick Leatherface on them, or Leatherface. He's just killing everybody because that's what his family or whatever wants him to do. And every time he kills someone, he takes their face and he makes a mask and he wears the face. Hence the name Leatherface. Texas Chainsaw, that's another classic movie to see. The original is, it's the original. It was made back in I'm going to assume the 70s because I don't know. But it was made back in the day, and I enjoyed the remake better because it's more modernized, I guess. But it still takes place back in the day, like back in the 70s or 80s or whatever. So it's a remake, but it still takes place back in the day. If you haven't seen it, see it. Number 3, the all-time classic, The Exorcist. Now, back in the day, a lot of people are still afraid of this movie. Because it has a lot to do with like the devil and possession and things like that, which a lot of people don't get with that, and I understand it. But I never been afraid per se of this movie, like afraid to watch it like by myself or anything like that. But it is a classic horror movie, and it's about a young girl named Reagan, and she gets possessed by the devil. And they bring in a priest to try to exorcise the devil out of her. That's the whole thing in a nutshell. Like I said, it deals a lot with possession, the devil, God, all of the above. And as the movie progresses, the little girl, I'm gonna try to insert a picture. It's either gonna pop up over here or over here. I'm gonna insert a picture of what she looks like. And you guys will see how she looks, how her looks progress throughout the movie. The Exorcist is a very well-known movie. I know that next year, hopefully with everything that's going on with COVID and all that, they're supposed to be having a remake of this movie, which I'm totally excited for. I get excited for remakes of movies if it's done right. There hasn't been many movie remakes that I've been dissatisfied with, other than the remake that they did of Nightmare on Elm Street. But that's a whole nother thing that I'm going to talk about a little later in this video. So anyways, The Exorcist. Like I said, like I've been saying in this whole video, if you have not seen it, see it. Number 2, the movie It. And again, I like the original, and I quite enjoyed the remake that they did. Was it last year? Either last year or the year before. Of course, it is a Stephen King book that was made into a movie, and I am a fan of Stephen King as well. I do like quite a few of the movies that he has come out with. It is about a group of children in a town called Derry, and they are being terrorized by this clown. Well, they're being terrorized by this entity that's in the form of a clown named Pennywise. All the kids, they have different fears, which is what Pennywise kind of feeds off of in the movie for them. And the kids are his lifeline. That's how he lives, by eating children. That's so terrible, but yeah, that's how he lives. He lives by eating children. He lives in the sewer system of the town. The movie, the original, it's a good movie. I want to say it was a made-for-TV movie. I don't know if I was alive when it came out. If I was really little and just didn't know it. It's a 2-part movie. Both the original and the remake, 2-part movie. The first part is about the group of kids when they were kids, and they called themselves the Losers Club because they were all going through the same thing, and they kind of bonded in that way, and they had to figure out a way to beat the clown so that he wouldn't come back, and they did. So the second part is when they were adults, and the clown, well, they thought they killed him, they didn't. He ends up coming back and eating most of the children in the town. So they got back together, and you know, they defeated the clown in the end. The remake was done very well, I thought. I went to the movies to see both parts. They came out with one part one year, the next part the next year. I thought it was very good. So that's my number 2 on this list, is the movie It. Please see the original. The original was it was good as well. I think the original, the difference between the original and the remake is the clown to me. Like in the original, Pennywise is like this, he looks like a regular circus clown, you know. In the remake, he's a little bit more dark. So he still looks like a clown, but not a normal clown. If you don't like clowns, then obviously don't watch it. But I'm not bothered by them. But yes, It. Remake, original, see them both. See them both. I highly recommend. All right, now we've come to the number 1 for me. This will always be my number 1. Everybody that loves horror movies has their own horror icon that they love. That is it for them. And for me, he's right here in the middle. Freddy Krueger. So my number 1 is Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't know. I just, from as long as I can remember, just watching the first Nightmare on Elm Street, I mean, it's a true classic. It's like, yeah. I mean, 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. I don't know how else to explain it other than that. And if you have never seen Nightmare on Elm Street, where have you been? So, in short, Nightmare on Elm Street is about, yet again, a group of teens that are being terrorized in their sleep by this man named Fred Krueger. And he's, you know, I'm going to put a picture of what he looks like. He's not very pretty to look at, of course, but he's badly burnt. He has knives for fingers, and yeah, he's stalking the children of Elm Street because of the children's parents and what ended up happening to him in regards to them. So I'm not going to spoil it for those who haven't seen it, although I feel like most people have seen Nightmare on Elm Street and they know exactly what the plot line of the movie is. I've actually liked all of the sequels that they've come out with. But I would say the first one, the original Nightmare on Elm Street, and I believe the third one, which is Dream Warriors, I think, which is the one that has Lawrence Fishburne in it. And let's see, the first one, the third one, and Wes Craven's New Nightmare, that was pretty good. Of course, which was going to be my honorable mention of this list, is Freddy vs. Jason. I thought that was, even though I'm pretty sure they meant it to be like a serious, scary movie, it ended up being a comedy, which, who knew? Who knew that people would enjoy it as a comedy rather than like a regular horror movie? So number 1 for me is Nightmare on Elm Street. And those were all 8 of my favorite horror movies. Now, like I said, I have plenty more where that came from. So I had to like narrow down this list, and even going through the list, I'm just like, oh, I forgot to put such and such. Oh, I forgot to put this. Oh, I forgot to mention that. Like, I could go on and on about scary movies. If you see this video and you would like for me to do like a part 2 or anything like that, just leave me a comment down below and I'll be glad to film another video, because I actually enjoy this. And like I said, it's spooky season and I'm ready to go. All we could do at this point is sit in the house and watch scary movies. So yeah, watch scary movies and eat candy. That was all of the movies that I love. I hold near and dear to my heart. Scary. I can also do, if you're not like a hardcore horror person, I could also do like a family friendly version of happier, creepier movies that I enjoy during this holiday season. So let me know if that's something you would like. Other than that, I think I've taken up enough of y'all's time. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and talking about these scary movies. If anybody has any questions in regards to this shirt, because I do get a lot of when I wear this, I get a lot of comments on it. And I got this shirt from Spencer's maybe 2 years ago. I've looked on their website to see if I could find a link for this shirt, and I cannot. So if I ever find a link for a shirt or a shirt that's similar to this, I will leave a link for it. But most of the horror themed shirts that I have are from either Spencer's or Hot Topic. They have the best horror themed shirts. So if you're in the market for a shirt like this, go to Spencer's or Hot Topic, see what they have. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, a little something different, a little something to switch it up. Glad you guys stopped by. And of course, comment, like, subscribe. Any support that y'all show me is appreciated, of course. So I'll catch y'all guys in the next one. Bye.